My name is Berenice Naranjo, and I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself to everyone here. I'm actually a business owner from a spa, and I've been in business for about 7 years. And I wanted to go ahead and share my knowledge and my experiences and things that can help and benefit other business owners who are also in the same industry. As in solo aesthetics or solo estheticians, even body sculptors, massage therapists, and all kinds of beauty experts. But I mainly want to focus on aesthetics. So if you're an esthetician or an aspiring esthetician or a business owner, a spa business owner, I'd like for you guys to subscribe to this channel, as I believe this is going to be very beneficial for you. I'm going to share a lot of knowledge and information that I believe that can also benefit your practice. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new to my channel, go ahead and please subscribe and show your support as well. I have learned so much as I've been in business, and I'm very grateful for the experiences I've been through. There has been difficult experiences and also very amazing experiences as well. I've met amazing people and I've met difficult people as well. And you meet all kinds of people in the industry, of course. And I feel like in any other business or in any other job or anything like that, you're always going to face something that you may not like. And especially as a business owner, you're going to face challenging phases in your career. I feel like I have a lot of valuable information for my viewers, and would like to share the knowledge. I wanted to go ahead and share a little bit more about myself. How I started in this industry was mainly because I have my mom, who is also in the industry. She is in the massage therapy side, and she was very passionate about her career, and I felt very intrigued by it when she would tell me about it and how she helped her customers. And that made me feel like it felt very honoring, or very inspiring to see my mom very happy to do what she was doing, and very satisfied when she saw her customers return because of how happy they were with their experience, and them seeing results just made her very happy, and that was very contagious, I would say. So I decided to go to beauty school. Obviously, it wasn't massage what I originally went for. I went for skincare because at first for some reason, I kind of didn't like massage too much. So I decided, you know what, skin really does trigger me. Like, I feel it's something that I would love to do. Because I really did love the beauty side of it, like the skin side of it. I didn't want to do hair. I didn't want to do makeup. I wanted to do skin. I felt like skin was something that was very, beautiful for me, because I was like, you know what, I can help other people as well. And I obviously have a lot of skin problems too, so I can also help myself. And so that kind of was the way I decided to go. I decided to go into the spa, skincare side. I wanted to learn what really was beneficial for people's skin, because I didn't want to do nothing with actual like chemicals, like hair chemicals, or even like makeup. I wanted to get something that was holistic in a way you could say, but at the same time very useful, beneficial, and that was going to benefit my clients or the people that I would see. And so that's why the skin and massage, really didn't trigger me. But like I mentioned, massage wasn't really what I did originally. I did aesthetics and facials first. My mom also had a friend who was an esthetician at that time. She was dual licensed. She did massages and facials, and she did my first facial when I was about 15 years old, and I was kind of very intrigued by it. I thought it was very interesting, and I was like, you know what, all this seems like something I would love to do. So yeah, that's how I began in the beauty industry. I started when I was 20 years old, and I've been involved I've been in the industry since then, but I did take a break right after graduating from skin due to personal things I had going on. So originally, when I started in the industry, after getting my license, I decided to look for a job I had no experience. So for me, it was very challenging to actually get a job and a career. Most places in my area at the time were asking for 2 years of experience, and I obviously had none. I was coming right out of taking my exam, and I had just gotten my license, so I obviously did not know much about what I had to do. But I had to look and search around in different areas until I found a job that was an hour away, actually. And I decided to go for it because nowhere else was hiring, and I needed that experience. I felt like I needed to learn more, because obviously majority of the schools don't teach you everything you need to know for you to go out and do your own thing. Some schools perhaps do, but I hear that majority of the schools don't really teach you in depth of what you need to know. You do need to do a lot of continuing your education, because if not, if you go off of just your schooling, I'm sure that most of the time it's not enough. And obviously not just that, but things change. There's different things coming out, new things coming out every time. So you want to stay kind of updated and relevant. So anyways, I got this job an hour away. At that time, I did live in Fontana, California, and then I was driving all the way to LA, downtown LA, so I can go ahead and, like I mentioned, get that experience I was really in need of. And I decided to go for it because nowhere else was hiring. And for me, I took it as a learning curve. Like, I wanted to just learn as much as I could and grow. My intention was to grow and work there for a while, benefit the owner while I was working there, but obviously learn as much as I could while working there as well. I didn't really get the job as an esthetician. I got the job as a front desk, and with time I started to do facials as well. But I was able to kind of do the spa, so that really did help me out to learn a little bit more of the back end. And the business owner had been in business for a very long time, and she knew a lot of things that were very common in the business industry at that time. So I did learn a lot from her, but it definitely was a long drive. For me, it was very tiring. But like I mentioned, I decided to do that mainly because I wanted to grow and learn. And again, it could benefit the business owner and myself. So it would benefit the both of us. And I stayed there for about a year. I was gonna stay there a little bit less, only because I got married, and my husband was like, you know what, after you're getting married, you can go ahead and leave your job. You can do whatever you want. And I was like, you know what, maybe I could just take off and like do something else. I wasn't sure if I was gonna open my spa at that time or if I wanted to go back to school. I was debating what I wanted to do, but I did want to open my practice at some point. And so at that time, the owner decided, she kind of want to say she begged me, but she did insist on me staying longer because she needed someone at that time. And so I did stay a little bit longer, and so I ended up staying there for a year. But when I got married, I moved here to Whittier, where I'm currently at. And finally, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to go ahead and open my own business at this time. And I was like, I decided to go for it. And finally, well, that was another experience. That was another learning curve that I had to do. I've never been in business other than now. I hadn't owned my own official business. Yes, I did work on my own for a little bit even before that when I was younger, but it wasn't like an official business. It was like a gig, like a side gig. And so that did help me, I would say, but it wasn't it wasn't like I knew everything. I knew what I was doing 100%. And yes, I did knew how to do, like, the facials. When we just started, it was just me. I didn't have anybody else with me. We got this location that was about 450 maybe square feet, and it had 2 rooms and a small lobby, a restroom, and that was it. So I started like that, and it was just myself. I had no clientele. I started from the ground up, literally, because everybody that was at the other spa that I used to work at, I didn't call them to come join me. I did have like I did tell a few people that I was leaving, but I didn't really have a business clientele. So I started from the ground up. I didn't have anybody who I could say, okay, you know, this client is going to come to me every month or it's every 2 weeks or so. No, I didn't have any of that. So I literally started with no clientele and started to grow from there. Anyone that I could say that handed me anything though, everything was supplied and created with my own money and my husband's money. We didn't decide to take a loan. There's a lot of people that, you know, get a loan when they're starting off, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't do that, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't even have the credit, to be honest, to be able to do that, to top it off, even if I had that, even if I wanted to do that at that point. I started off in debt. I started off with a bad credit, and I started off with little to no money. But I did have my husband who was working in his father's business, and we would pay everything that we had to pay with his income. So we were living on his own income, and I was able to just focus on growing the spa at that time. I was able to pay everything with my husband's income at that time. But my husband also took a leap of faith a little bit over a month after being in business, and I think we were officially open in June, and in July he made that decision, and in August is when he decided to leave his father's business and take nothing with him. Not even nothing. We didn't have anything from his father's business. He has a story he can share about later on in the channel of why he decided to do this, and he just took a leap of faith as well. But it was definitely something very difficult for me to hear at that time, that he was going to leave his father's business and we weren't going to have anything else to rely back on. So that was, for me, a very difficult moment. But that's actually when we started to thrive and we started to grow, when he decided to take that leap of faith too. And like I mentioned, I wanted to go back on how we actually started getting clients. So after I had my friends, I asked them if they could refer people. I actually asked them for like to post me or something in return of their facial. And pretty much all of them did. But that wasn't going to be sustainable at some point. I needed to get real income. I needed to get people to actually come in the door. So that's when I decided to do Groupon. It has its pros and cons, okay? So it wasn't all bad, but it wasn't all good either. It had its pros and cons. And I would like to share more about that too. Yes, so we decided to do Groupon. And if you know about Groupon, you know that Groupon takes a whole lot of the income when it comes down to when people buy the Groupons. You know, let's say you have a $60 service, you normally have to put it at 50%, and Groupon takes about 50% of what you're charging or a little more, because there's also fees, there's also specials and things like that, and you're left with literally nearly nothing. So less than 25% of the original price, that's what we're getting, or even less, because there were specials. So yes, that's what we were doing at first. We were doing our classic European facial at, originally it was $60, and we were leaving it at $29, and you were left with like about $14 and a few cents, plus fees and all that stuff, discounts. Sometimes I'm sure it was about I don't want to say the exact amount, but it could have been like around $11, $12, $13. So we were left with nearly nothing, you know, and we were actually we were supplying the entire service. But that was another opportunity, I would say, that we took to gain more more people to come, grab people's attention. That's what I decided to do at first, but it was not sustainable either. It was not gonna help maintain our doors open for too long if we just kept on doing Groupon forever. So we had to stop doing that too at some point. Remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and obviously comment and let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, and obviously what other topics you'd like to hear.